Good morning, third grade. Miss Fogelman here today for your math lesson. Let's get started. All right, so today we are starting our discussion of telling time to the nearest minute. Our learning target is that the student will tell time on an analog clock to the nearest minute. To begin with, let's watch the following video on telling time. Hopefully it will come up shortly. Oh, there it is. Turn my volume up just a little.
Let's look at this clock and see if we can tell what time is shown on it. First thing, when we look at a clock, we have two hands, and that's because time is told in two parts. Time is told in hours. That's part. And on a clock, the hours are represented by the shorthand, and then the other part is minutes. And on an analog clock like this one, minutes are represented by the longhand. So let's look first at hours. We have this shorthand, and it's between the 6 and the 7. What that means is it's after 6 o'clock, but not quite 7. Because the hour hand started at the top and it worked its way around and it's gone past 6 o'clock, but it's not 7. So it's 6 something. It's 6 something. It might be 6:15, might be 6:45. We'll figure out the minutes next. But we know it's after 6 o'clock, but not a 7. So we'll put a 6 in our hours place. Then for minutes, we have this longer hand, which is pointing right here at this mark. And minutes, again, start at the top and work their way around, but now each of these little spaces is 1 minute. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And when we get to this first square, this first where this 1 is, we've gone 5 minutes. Let's keep going like that. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 at this next one. And maybe you see a pattern here. Every time we get to one of these numbers, or the squares, the bigger marks, we've gone 5 more minutes. So if we keep going, this will be 15 minutes past the hour. Keep going, 20. Keep going, 25. Now we can't go all the way to the 6 because our minute hand stopped here. It hasn't reached this part. So after 25, we'll go back to counting by ones. The 1 minute, we have 25, 26, 27. The minute hand has gone past 27 of these marks, meaning it is 27 minutes past the hour. Let's try another one. The hour hand is between the 4 and the 5, which means it's after 4 o'clock. It's some amount of minutes after 4, but it is not yet 5. And now let's look at our minute hand. The longer hand represents minutes. So the minute hand started at the top and it's gone 5, 10, 15, not quite to 20. So let's go back to 15 and then count by ones, 16, 17, 18, 19. Our minute hand lines up to 19. So it is 19 minutes after 4 or 4:19. On this one, I encourage you to pause the video and see if you can figure out the time. Okay, let's try it together now. So the hour hand between the 7 and the 8. So it's after 7, but not quite 8. And by looking at the hour hand, we can see it's quite a bit after 7 because it's almost to 8. And looking at the minute hand confirms that. The minute hand's gone all the way to here. It's almost back to the top. And that minute hand, starting at the top, has gone 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and then one more, 46 minutes past 46 minutes past 7. The time is 7:46.
Okay, so that's just a review on telling time and a little bit of help on how to count those tick marks between the larger numbers. So today I am going to give you some examples using this clock. And then during our lessons today for Zoom, we're going to review that. Okay, so here's our virtual clock, okay? And as we turn our virtual clock, you can see that the time up here changes, okay? So what if I wanted to make, say, 7:15? Okay, so if you remember, the larger numbers here are counting by fives, okay? So we start here, and the 1 is 5 minutes because here are these smaller tick marks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so if I put this here, you'll notice my time changes to 8:05, okay? But if I put it here, it's 8:06 because these little marks count by ones. It's the bigger numbers that you see that count by fives. So if I want it to be 8:15, I would count 5, 10, 15, right? Now, if I wanted it to be 8:17, okay, if I went this far, it would be 8:20. And if I'm here, it's 8:15. So 8:17 is somewhere between 8:15 and 8:20. So I would then have to count by ones. So I would say 16, 17, 8:17. All right, we'll work with this some more during our Zoom today, like I said. But for now, I want you to wait until we meet for Zoom today to complete your Google form. That way you've had another lesson on telling time before you take it. All right, everyone, have a great day. I'll see you in Zoom.